getting a max of 54 frames per second. Weird, but whatever. Even with the arbitrarily locked frame rate and loose physics, it's still quite playable, despite some handling wonkiness due to the game logic being tied to performance. Moving on then to one of my favorites of the mid-2000s, Fear. Running here on maximum settings at 1280 by 960, since this unpatched version doesn't natively support widescreen. Even with those additional pixels, performance is quite respectable on this built-in benchmark, averaging a frame rate in the low 30s, dipping into the upper teens when things are at their worst, and going much higher during sections between action. So overall, a solid set of numbers for what was still a rather graphically intense game at the time. I'd have been quite happy to play on a laptop at this speed and fidelity. So how about some real-time strategy? For that, I'm going with another of my favorites, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2. This was about a year old when the VX2 came out, and I recall barely being able to squeeze out a decent frame rate when I played it soon after launch. But yeah, the Lambo just coasts along nicely here, running at 1280 by 960 on high settings. And this does have a 30 FPS cap on the frame rate, which I entirely forgot about till now, but it reaches that rather effortlessly through most of the game, dropping down into the mid to low 20s when zoomed into an area full of units enduring heavy combat. Still way better than what I experienced on any laptop back then. This is good stuff. Finally, the question of can it run Crysis looms large, so let's give the Crysis benchmark a shot. And yep, it certainly runs, even cranked up to medium settings. Ooh. Unsurprisingly, the frame rate drops into the mid to low teens when action ramps up, but the majority of the game is in the 20s and is overall playable for 2007 standards. Would have boggled my brain to see Crysis run this well on a laptop then, though it's not without effort, really being pushed to the red line with that exhaust working overtime. A machine that's just as fast as it is hot and loud, and Ferruccio Lamborghini would approve. And that is all for the Asus VX2S, a top-notch 2007 desktop replacement with aesthetics that demand attention and computing power to back it up. It really does sit on the fence between beautiful and ostentatious in terms of design, but considering the Lamborghini namesake, I'm kind of surprised it's as subtle as it is, relatively speaking. The thing still comes off as a luxury accessory to the casual viewer, like a high-fashion handbag or a big old piece of jewelry, an unnecessary attention grabber, no doubt. But the sheer performance and functionality arguably makes up for it. This was such a solid portable computer in its day, as you'd hope, with its original $2,500 to $4,000 price tag, but still. If you could live with its gussied up look and had the cash to spare, it would have been hard to go wrong with the VX2S at the time. And due to the cash grab product tie-in nature of the thing, it's still a fun collectible even now, one that I hope you enjoyed checking out with me. And if you enjoyed this laptop retrospective, then feel free to peruse some of my previous videos on similar computers of the past, or stick around for new stuff, always in the works here on LGR. And as usual, thank you for watching.
Who would pack sensitive computer hardware like this? Who would charge $57 US for a 10-year-old CPU? And who, I implore you, would take nearly 15 weeks to deliver all my gear?
Actually, Linus, it was 15 days.
Days? Wow. Well, Wish has improved at least one thing about their processes since the last time we checked them out. But if the rest of this is anything to go by, what is DRAM? Does this remove the RAM from my computer? Then I suspect this is going to be just as awful as last time. Like this awful segue to our sponsor, Ruggable. Rugs are hassles with them, but let's move on to our motherboard, which I'm going to assume is inside this nondescript white box. So I'm sure it's really well packed in there, David. Oh, okay. This actually looks totally fine, other than that there's no packing material in here whatsoever, and it was just banging around in this box. Got our ESD bag keeping things safe-ish. And this is just a standard Gigabyte G85M DS38. There are a couple of oddities about this one. Number one is it was advertised as brand new, and I don't see a Gigabyte retail box anywhere. And number two, is that it wasn't actually advertised as being from Gigabyte. This was just a listing for a generic B85 motherboard, which, in fairness, I guess I got. I'm not going to complain about getting a brand new one, unless the price sucks. Oh, that's actually not bad. 55 bucks? That's like what a board costs. Stickers are a little yellow to me.
Bonne nuit à demain.
Alright. I think it's legitimately new, just old. The IOs. Oh, that's GBI. That could be an OPC issue, though. I don't think that's anything to do with Wish. The CPU is home. I just want to know what one of these goes for on eBay. I'm just curious. Oh, really? I paid $10 more to get this on Wish than if I'd just gone to eBay? Well, at least it's brand new. Oh my god. This is my cooler? What is the rationale for this?
Fits in the case.
It fits in the case? Oh my god. In the buffoon? Did you notice this, David? My case is called the buffoon. I know that like Chinese to English dictionaries are really, really hard to come by, but he's the investing one. Buffoon, not a great brand. Hey, it seems they even understood it. They have a clown mask. Let's focus on our UFO X CPU cooler though. Cool life, meet the future, cool mood. You know how I know that this design is extremely old? It comes with native clips for AMD's. This design is at least 15 years old. And the way that they achieved compatibility, like they did back then, when AMD was the top dog, so your cooler came with AMD clips by default, is with a plastic mounting ring and some plastic clip pins. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely going to be using this. What the hell? My fingers just went kind of tingly. Oh, it's not a sliver. There's a metal shard.
Regarde comment je le rends fou, mon adversaire.
It's not often I get such a bad deal. It physically hurts me. You know how they say the smallest splinters are the ones that hurt the most? Goodness gracious, is this one ever sharp? Shooting behind the scenes? Flow plane? That's what we're doing. Nice. Flowplane.com, lots of behind the scenes and create extra content. Well, I'm definitely using this Heinz thermal compound soft pad. High grade, boys. Dare me to follow this QR code?
Yes.
David amplifies my worst instincts. Okay, it seems these guys make all manner of different thermal grease, and they are going to be sitting at context every day. That is watery goop. It's pretty grody. These are some bold claims, by the way, Cool Moon. Hydraulic bearing, super silent, high performance, and, perhaps least believable, 120 millimeter fan. Thank you very much for the actually 120 millimeter fan. Though, to be clear, I'm not hating on cheap products. If you're on a budget, you gotta cut a couple corners, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? It's just that when you're not actually saving any money, it really sucks. Oh, actually, it was only $13.50. I mean, looking at it, I doubt it's going to perform any better than a stock heatsink, which you can literally get by the bucket for scrap metal cost, but separate conversation. With all the wild stuff we've seen already in this build, the big question for me here is, why is there computer hardware on Wish at all? It means that people must be buying it, right? Look at this. Is this even going to fit? This is what we in the biz call an advanced maneuver. You never do this to any hardware you can't afford to lose. But I'm about to use the screwdriver to put a bunch of pressure on this flip so that it can reach the little hook. There we go. Confidence inspiring. This is flipping hilarious. From the packaging, I have no idea what I'm about to find inside this box. Hilarious thing number one. It doesn't know if it's DDR3 or DDR4 memory. Hilarious thing number two. DRAM is DRAM. DRAM would be more like removing your memory. I'm about to DRAM my computer. Hilarious thing number three. It comes with screws and a little tiny screwdriver. Who ever used screws and a screwdriver to install RAM? I certainly would try. I mean, the module itself seems totally fine. You've even got like a matte black PCB. It appears to be DDR3 memory, so that answers that question. And regular unbuckled DIMM. These seem to be Samsung chips, or at least. Well, look, okay, David. Not all of us can afford genuine Samsung tips over here. Okay, I just need to put some screws in. Hey, can you screws in a screwdriver? And I know what you're thinking. That is, it was probably an accident. They didn't use some screws in a screwdriver. They did it twice! We ordered 2 sticks of memory. This one also comes. Oh crap! I just broke this screwdriver. It's quality product right there. As wild as this has been, everything I've seen so far would indicate this will actually be a fairly capable gaming PC. Oh no! My RAM's gonna fall out! Oh no, what was the test? 3588 for 16 gigs. Is Wish's pricing not total crap now? That actually seems not unreasonable. I mean, it's more than what we would have paid on eBay, but not that much more. Why don't we change gears and open up our buffoon? I have seen some lost in translation Chinese branding in my day. I don't think I have ever seen anyone knowingly and willingly call their company buffoon. This is the 102A portable small computer case. Not the portable big computer case, the portable small CPU 8 centimeter. Maybe that indicates how much clearance there is off the motherboard to the side panel. Wow, this is going to be a really skinny case then. SFX power supply. Good lord, you really didn't give yourself a lot of options for the rest of the hardware with this thing. I'm surprised you even managed to find an SFX power supply on this. Quality package material right there. It served its purpose. The case got here in one piece. Yeah, this is a very, very skinny computer case. We can't even fit a full-height GPU in here. How much did I pay for this mess? Where's the box? That is not good. That's in US dollars? I can get a Corsair like 4,000 whatever airflow for that. Does this thing have an optical bay? Oh god. I have to remove the 5.25-inch bay. Optical drive bay. I would like an optical drive, not a filtered intake. At least my motherboard came with an IO shield that almost definitely actually fits in it. Nice. And, credit where it's due, unlike the cooler, all the sharp edges of this case appear to be folded over, so I shouldn't slice myself open on it. 5 stars. It didn't have to be. Honestly, manufacturing tolerances look pretty darn good on this thing. Every single standoff lines up perfectly. Before we screw this in, though, you can see there's a power lead for our power supply. It's going to be mounted internally over in the front of the case over here, which is really weird. It's not that optical bay. But then SFX power supplies didn't really take off until much, much later. Is this an old design or a new one? I have no idea, genuinely. Oh, sites I've heard of. This isn't that bizarre. Hold on, am I missing something here? Oh no, they didn't just repurpose a scythe box, did they? What's in here? These are not especially complex inspiring cables. It is this how branding is supposed to work. What? Where in the world is that the standard? Hey Andy! I would like to know if this is a thing that you're familiar with. No, not that I can tell. What is this? This is the ground pin. What? Our mainland China consultant says, what? If you haven't won an award in that long, I'd probably stop talking. Is this a current product on Site's website? I must know. No, released in 2014. Look at this. Of the 300 watt total capacity, only 192 watts are on the 12 volt rail. This thing is freaking designed for like Pentium 4 era systems. Wait, but it was made in 2022. God, it doesn't even have active PXC. Oh god, how much can I pay for it? I keep forgetting. $28. Okay, alright. And the best we were able to do for, oh my god, I still overpaid! Crap! Weird ones. Stalls, I guess. Whoa! Hey, thanks David, good catch. Yep. you can slip your power supply in here, which takes up